Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Voices of CoXplorers. The topic we'll be covering today is hobbies. I'm Evane, a junior consultant at CoXplore, and I'll be your host for today. So why don't everyone just introduce yourselves? Yeah.
Okay, so hi, I'm Nada. I'm a marketing intern and social media intern at CoXplore. So basically, I just market research and post content. Celeste is also a marketing intern here. Celeste?
Yep, I'm Celeste. I'm from Temasek Poly, and in CoXplore, I'm actually the marketing intern also. So how about you, Trent?
Hey guys, I'm Trent. I'm from Australia and I'm the social media marketing intern. And yeah, I've been here for 3 weeks and I'm loving it.
Awesome. Okay, so these are my cool co-workers. So hobbies are things that we find ourselves doing when we're free, right? And through hobbies, we learn skills, hear stories, and can even learn life skills. So let's go on to the first question. What is your hobby and what is the origin story behind this hobby? So what I mean by origin story is how do you come to learn about this hobby? Yeah, anyone can go first.
Okay, so I have 2 hobbies. So do I just talk about both?
Up to you.
Okay, so my first hobby, I've recently stopped playing it due to circumstances, but my hobby was softball. So it's basically a variation of baseball. So how I got into this hobby is kind of funny. So in primary school, I was actually primary 1, primary 2, I was actually in choir. But while I was playing PE, one of my in primary 3, my PE teacher came to me and he was like, "Hey, our school's opening up this softball CCA. Do you want to join?" Because he saw that I was very interested in sports. So I was like, sure. So from primary 3 all the way to primary 5, I played softball. Stopped in primary 6 because of examinations. And then when I went into secondary school, there was also a softball CCA. So we had to audition for CCAs. And thankfully I got in. So for the past 4 years of my secondary school life, I was in softball. Had a love-hate relationship with it because I loved the sport. Hated the CCA, hated the coach. But I still went. Yeah, it's a big story about that because I was a bit more on the rebellious side when I was in secondary school, very rebellious. And I didn't like how the coach treated us. So I was very rebellious towards coach. But the sport in itself, I really loved. I loved the sprinting aspect of it. I loved the hitting, throwing, catching, everything about the sport. It was not say time consuming, but really physically demanding because I had CCAs every 2 weeks for 3 hours, 2 times a week for 3 hours. And if there was a competition, it would be 3 weeks for 3 hours every week. So yeah, that's my first hobby, I guess. But ever since I ended secondary school, I did come back to help out the juniors, but COVID happened and I couldn't come back and play my CCA anymore. And my current school doesn't offer softball. So from then, I developed a new hobby, which is because of COVID. Actually, I started getting into gaming because I'm at home. What else can I do? So I got into gaming, went into a few gaming discords with my poly friends, and I made more friends from there, and all the more they pulled me into the love of gaming. So yeah, now I'm a gamer. So yeah, that's my hobbies. Now I'm gonna shoot that question to Trent. What are your hobbies?
Yeah, so I've played sport my whole life. I've sort of changed. So I played Australian. I started with athletics, so everyone knows what that is, and then moved into Australian rules football. So I'm guessing no one knows what that is, but it's sort of like a mix of rugby, gridiron, all in one. It's a real mix of every sport. And so there's lots of running, lots of hard hits, kicking. There's this thing called handballing as well. So it's like when you got the ball in one hand and then you with a closed fist hit it to another person. So it's an interesting concept. Yeah. It's so weird. Yeah. But played that when I was little. Also played cricket, basketball, tennis for a bit, and now football or soccer, I should say. So yeah, sports are my main sort of hobby, but I also love reading and writing, more so reading, but yeah, I love autobiographies, especially about sports people. So yeah, I've read a few of them in my time. But yeah, what about you, Evan?
Me? Anyway, I hope to be able to read your own biography one day.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I'm actually someone that loves to learn new hobbies, so I have like too many to share. But maybe I can share about my cooking because I think it's the most interesting. So, what's the origin story behind this cooking? Is that fun fact? Do you know that I can't even cook a pack of instant noodles before? So I remember that I was I was in this.
What were you eating?
No, because I always had my grandparents and parents to cook for me, so I always didn't have the problem to. I don't always have to cook for myself. Yeah, so I remember there's this time when I was in Santorini Island. It was during winter, so the ships couldn't go to the island and stuff. So all we had to eat was instant noodles, and I told my family I would cook for you. So I cooked like 6 packs of instant noodles, and by the time I served it to them, it was all mush. Like all the noodles were like clumped up together, and they were like, holy mess. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so from then onwards, I always thought that I couldn't cook. Like, it wasn't my thing. Yeah, but then came the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. In Singapore, we called it the circuit breaker. And then I just like, I was so bored and I had nothing to do. So I was like, why not just try to cook an egg? So I managed to cook all those soft-boiled eggs with like runny yolks in the center. I was like so proud of myself. And then from there, I slowly took it to the next level, to next level. And this coming month, I'll be actually working in a restaurant. So it's a real Rex to Riches story. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! Proud
No
of you,
more soggy
Evan.
noodles. Yeah. What about you, Celeste?
Well, since everyone's a bit like sporty and Evan's a foodie, I'm more of the reading and like, you know, artistic side, creative side. So, Trent, you're talking about biography, right? So I actually have a book from Ed Sheeran here.
Oh.
Yeah, which it's still unopened, so I'm getting to this. But currently, I'm more interested in reading and playing the guitar and, you know, watching Criminal Minds. It's one of my big shows nowadays. So the book that I'm reading over here, Glass Sword, it's by Veronica. It's a pretty good book, but it's a whole series and I have them up on the shelf, but I'm not done reading the second one. So, and fun fact, I actually own 2 guitars. One classic one here, and the other acoustic one somewhere behind.
Like to
Nice.
play one live for us.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't have the time for that.
Maybe one day.
Man, you know, I used to be into reading books a lot. Like I could finish a 300-page book in like 2-3 hours just sitting and reading. But time like doesn't allow it now, and I have so much more things to do. So like reading has not been. I haven't read a book in like a year.
Every time I read one page of a book, I would just forget what I read and have to read again. Is that bad?
Focus on the book, Evan.
Yeah.
So another fun fact, at one time I can read 3 books.
Yeah.
Like 3 books at one time, not simultaneously, but
Like you can read a book without finishing the other book.
yeah,
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
It's really
Crazy.
cool.
interesting.
I need to learn from you guys. Okay,
How to read.
so you've heard our passion for each of our hobbies. So the next question would be, why do you love your hobby? Nadia, would you like to start first?
Which one y'all want to know about? Softball or gaming?
Maybe
Oh.
Gaming.
gaming. Yeah.
Okay. So for gaming, okay, so gaming, okay, the first game I actually really touched on was Among Us. So like my friends created an Among Us server and like people keep coming in and we kept playing with them. So like that was like the first game I actually like consistently played on. Whose Shopee was that?
That's so
Man.
funny. Oh my gosh.
Yours.
One more time.
Okay.
Before Trent first.
Man,
One second.
suddenly Shopee. Hold on, let me close my door.
It's
Oh
the
my
second
goodness.
Shopee today.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Evan as host not bad, quite fun, huh?
Okay, thank you.
Fun only, huh?
Last time really you must. Need to be a-
One second, guys.
My friend asked me to read that book, but I haven't read the
I'm
book.
to lend you. I have like the first book. The first book is freaking good. The second
What
one,
is it about again?
so it's basically the world is being divided by red and silver. So red are those people without power, and silver are those with abilities. So those with abilities, of course, they are like higher
rank.
So, but the thing is, there's also this third group of people that's red and silver. So red and silver is the blood color. Yeah. So this third group, they have red. The blood is red, but they have powers of silver.
Ah.
Yeah, but the thing is, what makes them stronger is that they don't need like something to trigger the power. Example for the prince in the book. I sound like a nerd now.
No, I like. I used to be into books.
So the prince in the book actually wears this bracelet on his hand to ignite fire.
Also, they need like a medium, like
Yeah,
those
sort of.
with like the silver red blood on. Like they don't need anything to just.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like natural. But for silver, they actually need this medium to, Okay, I'll stop
Those
being
need
a-
red
Okay.
and silver. I
Let me
heard,
continue.
I heard
What?
red and silver.
Yeah, it's red and silver.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Man, this isn't even like reading one page. You just told like a summary of the story, and he has
Dude,
to.
I can watch my
read it
Netflix
again.
and I forget what I watched.
It's okay, I watch it all over again.
Good for you. Yeah.
I've been repeating shows like 10 plus times just cause.
Crazy. Okay.
Oh, well.
Where are we? Like Nadia, right?
Yeah, I need to restart because Shopee. But okay. So my love of gaming, it came about during the COVID pandemic because the first game I ever started playing consistently was Among Us. So Among Us was big when COVID started, remember? So my poly friends and I, they made Among Us server and I joined, and slowly like more people kept coming in. There were a small group of us who were very tight-knit, and we had our own like separate channel and everything. So we started playing more and more games together, trying out more games together. And then one day someone new came in, and that someone became my boyfriend. And then now like every day we play a game together. So I guess that's why like I love gaming so much, because it's not just because of the games, it's because of like the people. And like y'all will like playing games with friends is like so fun. Like y'all would just be laughing, screaming at each other, scolding, and it's just like it feels like you're interacting with people without going outside your house. So like since I'm an extrovert, like I mentioned before, like it's one of the ways where I get to interact with people without just talking. You're still playing something together. So yeah, that's why I love gaming a lot.
Your love life. So awesome.
Catch Nadia's love life in episode 2.
Oh no.
Nice one.
But yeah. How about you, Celeste? How did your love of books come?
Well, I didn't really like reading books up till I was 11. So everyone was at home, we didn't go out, we had nothing to do. And I like buying stuff, so I bought a book. And I started reading. By the time flew. I felt like I was like watching a movie just in words. So that whole experience was really, to me, it was really like, wow. Like I'm reading words, but I'm visualizing the whole scene in my head, and it's like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about it is that what you would visualize would not be what other people visualize. So that's what makes it very interesting for me. And how guitar started was same thing. It was like a childhood thing, I guess. My mom made us learn guitar because I wanted to learn piano. The original plan was me to learn piano, but then pianos are really expensive in Singapore, fun fact.
Yeah.
So we got a keyboard, and it's somewhere in the storage also. And we got a guitar just for fun. Yeah, initially my mom wanted to learn guitar, and then she left the guitar aside for a while. I thought it was fun and interesting, so I tried, and yeah, I got one from her. The classic one is actually hers, and the acoustic one is actually my 13th birthday present. Yep, and I'm turning 20, so I might get another one soon.
Nice.
Yeah, but I have no space for 3 guitars.
Oh, you
Always
mentioned
look for more guitars. No problem.
You mentioned that pianos were expensive, right? You know, like my secondary school had like 2 pianos, one in the canteen and one in the bistro, just for people to play. Right? I think is that the same with all secondary
Most
schools?
likely, yes.
Yeah. For some reason secondary schools in Singapore just have common pianos for people to play. That's not a good thing when people who can't play and you're trying to like concentrate or something. But yeah, the only thing I know how to play is Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano. I think that's like the basic.
So another I've been saying fun fact a lot. So another interesting thing is that most of the schools in Singapore, we have a grand piano in our hall. So in primary school and secondary school, like we have a hall where everyone gathers, right? So there's always this grand piano there.
I don't know why.
Is it not the same for you guys?
Yeah.
Like mine wasn't really a grand piano. It wasn't like those big pianos. It was those like smaller, flatter ones. Those pianos.
Those end up pianos, right?
Nah, mine had a chair.
The piano is like rectangular.
Yes,
Yeah.
those type. Yeah.
So for me, we had those in the canteen and like some other corners in the school. There's a few around, but there's always this grand piano in the hall. Yeah.
Has anyone played it like for anything, or is it just there?
They do though. Like we have so back in my secondary school, we had this thing called Greendale Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's an open school contest thing that everyone can apply for, and some people wanted to play piano. So if they're not playing the keyboard on the stage and they really want to like piano, they can just pop by the grand piano and just use it.
Cool.
Yeah, the contest was pretty interesting though.
Did you win it, Celeste? Did you win the contest?
Yes,
What did you do?
I was 13, young and foolish.
Oh no, sec
Young,
one.
foolish and bold.
My
So
god,
what did you do?
freshman.
What was the talent?
I sang on stage.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Ed
guess
She-
who
an
got
Ed Sheeran song?
champion? No, I did Miley Cyrus, The Climb.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Trent?
Okay, quick flex because we're in episode 4 and the podcast is going well. I got a proper microphone now.
Wow.
CoXplore official. But yeah, my love of sport just came around young. I think like mum and dad always encouraged like me and my siblings to play. But like, what do I love about sport? Probably just the bringing together of everyone. Like Australia, I know Singapore is like, from what you guys have told me, but Australia is like a really like multicultural place. And so people of all different backgrounds play sport. So I think it's awesome to interact with like lots of different cultures, and just that that passion and energy, like at a sporting event, like it's just like it's amazing. And like yeah, you can just really feel the energy. Like for example, I was at the Australian Open the other day. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, but like the crowd was going wild. Like for this Australian guy, like he must have felt so good about himself, you know what I mean? And I just love that sports has that. It has the ability to bring people together. Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Trent, because like I've been to a few like sporting events in Singapore, like you know those Premier League Masters, like they came to Singapore, and then the International Cup, that pre-season cup. I went for the PSG and Spurs one, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, and oh my god, the energy was just amazing. Like being in like a full stadium with people screaming and cheering. Even if it wasn't a team that I supported, I just went for the atmosphere. Yeah, it's amazing.
Do you remember who won?
I think it was PSG. If I'm not
Probably.
mistaken. I still have the ticket somewhere. Like I kept the tickets.
Yeah.
PSG will definitely win Spurs, right? Come
Yeah.
on. Kidding.
True.
All
Oh my
right.
god. I tell you, when Angel Di Maria came out,
Wow.
it was like the loudest I ever heard at stadium. I don't know why, but yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Love it.
But I really agree that sports bring people together. Like for example, in Singapore, even in the COVID situation, we have like athletes like Low Can Yu, badminton player, and Joseph Schooling, right? These are like world champions in like in swimming and badminton. And then because they're winners, the whole of Singapore will watch the matches together, even if they don't know anything about the sport. So I totally agree that
It's
the
like-
atmosphere that it brings, is
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, for myself, I love cooking because it helps me to express my creativity. I like to combine flavors. I like to think of new recipes, like totally like off my head. Even though most of them will end up in the trash because it's very random. But I think cooking also allows me to be like in a very calm state of mind. I found out that like cooking is like my own time machine. When I start cooking in the morning, it'll just transport me to the night where I have to prepare for dinner. Because I was so engrossed in cooking that it just brings me through the day like with that ease. Yeah, and it's really very therapeutic. I get to like reflect upon my life, get to like think of different things that I like to do. Yeah.
For sure.
I can't
Do you have-
wait to
do you have a
taste
favourite
Evan's
dish?
food.
Favorite dish? I actually love the most simple of them all, sashimi. Yeah, where the fish, right, it's
yeah.
totally untouched. It's like totally untouched, but you get the natural flavors from like the sea or whatever type of fish that it gives. So it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Evan was texting me about sashimi yesterday.
Bro,
He
I
was
think
like, "One day you should try
Singaporeans have a
this."
thing for sushi and sashimi. It's hard for me to find a Singaporean that doesn't like, you want to get sushi? Oh yeah, let's go, you know?
Alright.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
Genki. Yeah. But I can't wait to taste like Evan's food because like it's definitely gonna be like made from love and stuff. Like, he's gonna put all his special into the food. It tastes amazing.
Yeah,
For sure.
I talk my food and I tell him good things.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. Right. Okay, so that's it for what do we love about that hobby. So we all are remote workers, right? So we work from home, we work anywhere. But are you able to make time for this hobby in your remote work setting? Maybe Trent can go first.
Yeah, okay, so obviously my hours are pretty flexible because I'm a few hours behind everyone. So yeah, I usually do 9 till 6 my time. So my soccer games at the moment are about 7 o'clock, 8 p.m. So I'm lucky I get to play soccer still. But yeah, I do like getting up early. So like sometimes I'll go for a run in the morning or like smash some weights out. So yeah, it's pretty flexible. I'm lucky as a remote worker that it's pretty flexible and I get time to still, play some sports, to get active. What about you, Celeste?
I do. Like, remote working gives a lot of time for me to, play the guitar, read a book, and such. So yeah, I've been actually spending a lot more time reading and, doing things that I actually love. Yeah, with remote working. How about you, Nadia?
So like you mentioned, okay, so basically for gaming, most of my friends, we all come home like 8, 9. So like after work, I do have time to game with my friends and do like a bunch of different things. But like as you mentioned also in the previous episode, that remote working gives you a lot of pockets of time, and sometimes like with these pockets, I can just like while waiting for some reply or while waiting for like my video to export, I can just like play around, or if anybody's online, I'll just go and chat with them. So yeah, like remote working does give you a lot of small pockets where you can make use of it to do things that you like and then get back to working again.
Yeah, I agree. It may seem that we get distracted while doing these hobbies, right? But I think it's the other side. It's the other way around, because actually when we wind down effectively, we can go back to work more effectively as well. Like this short breaks can help us to focus even more when we go back to work. For myself, definitely, I don't really work outside my house, so I'm mostly at home, and a lot of times I have this thing called hunger, which you can. So it just prompts me to do my own cooking myself. Yeah, so I definitely have the time to do it, and it's really because of remote working that I can have this opportunity to enjoy what I do. Yeah. All right, so the last question is like the most deep kind of question. What are some life skills or lessons that you have learned through this hobby? Yeah. So beyond just the hobby itself, has it taught you anything about life?
Okay. I think the hobby that actually taught me most was softball, because perseverance, especially like the physical trainings for softball, were quite demanding, and it like taught you to like push through towards the end, because like you're working towards competition, you're working towards a match or whatever. Like, it also of course taught me like team building. We were like in the field, we were like a team of 11. So like you have to like be able to work together, be able to communicate with your friends, even even with your friend that is like across the field, you have to be able to communicate somehow, be it like with hand signs or just using your voice to shout. And then also a lot of brain work also, like you had to think about multiple things. If the ball goes this way, you need to do this. If the ball goes that way, you need to do this. So yeah, softball like really taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of patience because I had to deal with a very annoying coach. But like yeah, I feel like softball will be like forever in my core memories. Like I love softball. It taught me a lot. It was basically like every time like there was a match, I was like, yes, I'm gonna play, you know. So like yeah, I think softball will forever be like one of my favorite sports, favorite hobbies. Yeah. Trent, what about you?
Yeah, for me, sport probably taught me about leadership. Like someone has to take charge at points, like especially when the team's down, you know. Like I learned that pretty early on in like Aussie rules football. Like, you know, when the other team scores a few goals and like everyone's heads start dropping, like someone needs to help lift them back up. And yeah, weird flex, but I'll tell you guys, I was school captain at both primary school and high school.
Wow.
So yeah, no, thank you. But yeah, so sport definitely helped me get into leadership. Like I love it, like being captain and stuff and helping lead people, and yeah, just being a helping hand more than anything else. But yeah, so leadership in sport, that's probably what it's taught me. But yeah, what about you, Celeste?
Wait, I actually have a question for Trent.
Yeah.
Go.
Wait, so if you're so passionate about sports, why are you doing the journalist side of it, but you're not playing?
Good point. Don't make me cry, but I'm not good enough. Nah. It's just, yeah, I've like, as I've mentioned earlier, like I've played lots of sports, and don't get me wrong, I love them all, but I was never like, I was half alright at them, but like, because obviously like I kept playing, but like I never excelled in one, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Like I was never gonna make it professionally in one. Like I was like, yeah, a good all-rounder, but like never amazing in one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but I wish I could play, but yeah. Writing about sports close enough.
Yeah, you go into sports journaling, it gives you like another view also, like a wider view where you can like appreciate everything instead of like being in the game also and seeing like your own point of view. Like from a journalism side, you see everything, and that's like fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, what's your question?
The question
What life
was
skills have you learned?
Oh, okay. So reading and playing guitar definitely taught me a lot about creativity. So, and being resourceful. So I guess I learned most from the characters in the book, and because guitar and piano, they're all related to music, so I relate to lyrics a lot. And yeah, I guess from lyrics and characters, I learned a lot about life lessons, like how we shouldn't always like give up, and how we should approach romance relationships, especially in love songs. Yeah.
Awesome. Right. I think for mine, let's say that cooking, like when I cook, I take very, very long to do it. Not because I'm not very good at it, but I think I'm trying to learn it. But I think I purposely take my time because I really enjoy the process. So for example, if my friends were to come over for dinner on like a Friday, I would have started preparing on Monday already. Yeah, so I get other ingredients ready. I'll get my knives sharpened and stuff like that. Yeah, but I think even for like knife sharpening, I take literally like 2 hours and 30 minutes to sharpen like 5 knives, and that's crazy because I use the traditional method, like using a whetstone. Yeah, I'm old-fashioned that way. But it makes my knife like razor sharp, and so I can like cut through meats and vegetables with ease and create like thinner cuts, better flavors. Yeah, and I also will take my time in like marination and stuff like that. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that I've realized that in life, sometimes we are all trying to get into a destination, but cooking and this long process of cooking has taught me that the destination can sometimes be found in the journey. Like when you actually enjoy what you do, it becomes the destination. It becomes something that you enjoy, and this is so applicable in my life, like as a remote worker, as maybe in future when I do different things. Instead of always looking towards the end or looking towards what it brings me, I can now look at it as a joy in even doing the thing in itself. So for example, in working, I don't have to care just about the money. I don't have to care just about making new friends, but I can just care and enjoy the working process. So that I felt that that's like something that was really life-changing for me, because I used to struggle a lot with just only looking at the end product rather than enjoying the process.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Evan's going to be a poet before he's a chef.
Yeah.
It's like so earnest. Oh my goodness.
All right. That's the end of episode 4. I hope you guys love hearing us and our voices. And yeah, we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye. Bye. Bye.